welcome Disney stars on the Broadway stage and the animated screen who know that sometimes it's good to be bad.
Trust in me. Dearest friends and dastardly fiends, please welcome our host from Challenge Accepted, Michelle Carre.
Incredible? Wow. I pretty much died and self-resuscitated myself after that happened. It was amazing. Well, my name is Michelle Carre, and you may know me from my show Challenge Accepted, but today I am thrilled to accept the challenge of hosting this panel, Disney Villains, Icons of Evil. And we have so many villainous projects around the world to talk about this morning, but we can't talk about villains without mentioning villains coming to Magic Kingdom. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, we can't share too much, but we can give a sneak peek at some of the creative in development right now at Walt Disney Imagineering. Tell us more, please welcome from Walt Disney Imagineering, Walt Winter and Caroline May. Welcome, welcome. You guys, please join me on the So this is exciting. I don't know if you guys heard backstage how loud everyone is out here. But there's a lot of excitement in here because it was just 1 year ago that Josh D'Amaro first announced Villains at Magic Kingdom.
Yes, and since then the Imagineers have been bringing the vision of villains to life along with Andreas Deja.
And that's a vision I'm hoping you guys are going to tell us more about today. In the video we just saw, Andreas talked about the rich source materials, the Disney villains. So I'd like to first ask you guys, where do you even start when you're taking something from animation to real life in the parks?
So we start with the known. We start with the classic animated films, which give us these amazing settings. And we want to deliver on a certain amount of wish fulfillment so that it feels like you are stepping into these worlds. But we don't just want to deliver on the known. We also want to deliver on what is new and familiar. And in order to do that, we have to have a deep understanding of these characters, the look and the feel, and how to translate that into the architecture and the place. And so what we look at in the characters and the shape language is that they have a fluidity to them, especially when we think about the magic that's associated with them. And so this is very reminiscent of the architectural style of Art Nouveau.
So you start by finding the architectural inspiration. What is step 2?
So step 2 is a lot of research. So we would books, the internet, the movies obviously as well, the characters, but those only take you so far. And in a grand Walt Disney Imagineering tradition, we thought a research trip was in order to see this in person.
I've heard a lot about these research trips. They sound really, really fun. I'd love to know, where did you guys go?
So this past year, the team took an amazing trip to Paris, France, and Barcelona, Spain, which were both iconic homes of Art Nouveau.
What did you learn on this research trip? Because if it was me, I'd probably need to learn a lot of baguettes and great food. But please tell us what you learned.
That too. We brought in the experts. We toured with local art historians, architectural historians, university professors. Most of the team at least had a foundation in art history and Art Nouveau, but we wanted to see examples of architecture where it looked like nature had a spell had been cast on nature, where trees and vines twist into stone and molds.
That's super interesting to me, and I'm sure it's super appealing to your team as well, because you're taking something from real life and finding magical inspiration and fantasy inspiration from it. So if you went to both Paris and Barcelona, what are the differences in these two cities when you're seeking inspiration architecturally?
Yeah, so Paris is what you think of classic Art Nouveau. It really plays into natural motifs, swirling designs that look like nature's been cursed. In Barcelona, the art style is actually referred to as modernism, so think Gaudi. Architecture that is otherworldly, it's almost unnerving when you're inside of these spaces, and And you even get buildings that look like they're melting with these subliminal shapes and faces in them.
Such iconic color palettes and looks to them. You can tell what the villains are just from that. So it's really pulling that together and how to combine that with architecture.
Yeah, so when you take all of these elements, right, the look and feel of the characters and the magic, the Art Nouveau as this architectural style that looks like a spell has been cast on it, and then this rich, jeweled color palette that Wyatt just mentioned, you end up getting all of the ingredients of what we've been calling conjured architecture.
Experiences Denise Case. Mark and Denise, thank you so much for coming.
Delightfully wicked to be here. If I could see you. Hello, villain fans!
These chairs are so dramatic. I love them.
I need this for my office.
Yes.
Please make it happen.
I think we do know a few people who can make that happen. So, Mark and Denise, thank you so much for being here. We know that entertainment is where so many Disney guests get to interact with these Disney villains in person. And I would love to start talking about how you and your teams make that possible, both at the Disney parks as well as the Disney cruise lines.
Yeah, well, as many of you know, it's already Halloween season here at Walt Disney World. That's right. Oh yes, I know it intimately. And it's also happening at the Disneyland Resort. Yes, they too have already started celebrating the villain's favorite holiday, Halloween.
And we all know Oogie Boogie Bash. Yeah?
Yep. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's pretty amazing. So, taking place on select nights at Disney California Adventure Park. So you kind of want to know what I went through? Yeah.
Please tell us everything you can share. There's so much happening.
It was horrible! Villains everywhere! It was a constant nightmare! You think they find it?
Nope.
Okay. People, as you can see, the villains are my faves. So it was an absolute blast. And for a show that sports so many Disney villains, I tell you, backstage and everyone who I had to work with was a true hero. So just because I heard a little bit, how many people here seeing our brand new villain show? All right, give me a thought. Who won? All right. I love it.
Well, for our fans in the audience who haven't had a chance to see it yet, can you tell us a little bit about the show?
Sure. Okay, so at the villainous part of our show, the Magic Mirror invites the audience to his realm of mirrors to help him answer the question that he is hearing relentlessly from every single villain, because they all want to know who is the most misunderstood of all. And in our show, we've got plenty of villains. You will see the delightfully deranged Cruella de Vil. Cruella fans, let me hear you. You will see the elegant, fierce, and oh so funny Captain Hook. I think the most wicked things are right here. You all gotta chime in next. And then, of course, the mistress of all evil, Maleficent. Yes. One at a time, these three villains, in their own unique way, step through the glass and take center stage to present their own reason why they believe they have been so unfairly treated. But in the end, it's up to you, the audience, to decide just who is the most misunderstood of all.
With so many super fans in the room, we all want to know all of the details. Can you share
All of the details? How much time do you have?
as much as we can right now.
I want some fun facts.
Please.
Fun facts.
Take
Okay,
it.
I can give you one.
Give us 3. Right?
Oh, wow.
3 fun facts.
The villains have spoken. Okay, number 1. There are 83 different villains and Disney sidekicks in this show. I'm going to say it again. 83 different Disney villains and sidekicks. That, my fiendish friends, is a new record. Next, there's another one. In our show, you might see on some of the screens, there is a lot of digital surfaces to create the magic and allow the audience to go into the mirror realm. And when I say a lot of digital surfaces, we have over 74 million LED pixels.
Million.
Wow.
LED, yes, and to put that into perspective, that is 1/2 the resolution of that massive Las Vegas sphere.
Wow.
Yet our show is at 1/100th of that size. And the last one, another fun fact, and this is one of my absolute favorites. This is one of my favorite storytelling devices in the show, and one of my favorite elements because I think it's a character. It is a large, rolling mirror that sometimes is reflective, sometimes is a portal, allowing the guests to come to and from the mirror realm, and sometimes it's just scenery. And it stands at 174 inches tall, which is the exact size of an adult giraffe.
So you're telling me we can take one of the giraffes from Animal Kingdom and put it next to the mirror?
Not gonna say we didn't do it.
Well, can we take it a step further, Mark? I'm now imagining you actually bringing the giraffe onto the stage.
Come on, come on. You need a Mickey bar. For all my Animal Kingdom friends, this really did not happen.
Well, are there any hidden Easter eggs in the show?
Those are like secrets.
I know, but we're among friends.
All right. Okay. So this is a secret. This is not out there. So this stays among us, right? Right? Pinky swear? Villain swear? All right? Okay. So when you first walk in, that's right, when you first walk into the theater, you see this wonderful Art Deco kind of lotus design on the walls as part of the wallpaper. But as the show evolves and different villains show up, that wallpaper keeps changing with each villain. After Cruella shows up, after Hook shows up, after Maleficent shows up. And at the end, when you come back again and see the show, when you leave, take a look at that wallpaper to see how many different villains have left their mark.
Seriously?
I'm serious.
I didn't know that.
Well, there you go. You gotta come and see the show
I've
again.
seen the show. I've seen the show twice, and I never knew that. Well, now I gotta go back. That's amazing.
Bring them!
Okay, come on, let's see it. You know, the one thing, when I saw the show, I loved it. You know, I also share your love of villains. And you know, the one thing that really stood out to me is how guests are able to engage with the villains in new ways. That's so cool.
My favorite friend.
I just think it's really cool that the show can have a different ending based on what show you see and the audience you're seeing with it. But Denise, I'd love to transition to talk a bit about villains on the Disney Destiny.
Disney Destiny! Are you ready? We're very excited. Both heroes and villains from across the Disney universe are going to take center stage on the Disney Destiny. We have what we like to call a fearsome assembly of schemers and scoundrels. You like that? Schemers and scoundrels, that's right.
Well, I would love to know two things.
Okay.
First of all,
Uh-huh.
which villains are we talking about here? And second of all, what do you mean play with or interact with people?
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Michelle.
Okay,
Who's, ready? Who's your favorite villain?
My favorite villain is Cruella de Vil. I
happen to be wearing some of her colors today.
I noticed that.
Yes, well, Cruella de Vil will be on the Disney Destiny. Yes, and one of the fun things you can do with Cruella is engage with a show called Treble Making with Cruella. Yes, Cruella has heard that dreadful song that's been written about her. Roger got it so wrong. She's completely misunderstood. And so, she is counting on a piano player and you, the guests, to create a new song for Cruella. Yes, write a new song for Cruella that will please her, and you actually perform it and sing it for her in Troublemaking with Cruella. So, right?
To write a song.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes, to make her happy, because if she's not happy, she will wreak havoc across the ship, so we must make her happy. Another fun thing guests can participate in is what we call the Wretched Runway. Guests are able to participate in a fashion show where they strut their stuff down the wretched runway that will be in the Grand Hall, and yes, they will be judged by that fashionista herself, Cruella de Vil. So, walk the runway if you dare.
I'm going to say the god of mischief, Loki.
Loki in the house, yes, Loki will be joining us on the Disney Destiny, and he showed up there, yes, to proclaim that this ship, this pleasure vessel, yes, he shall rule over this realm. He shall be king after all, and rule over these fine Midgardians. You will find Loki roaming around the ship from time to time. He may or may not make a proclamation every time he sees a balcony. And for those of you who have sailed with us before, there are just a few balconies aboard our ships, I'm just saying. There's also some other fun engagements that you can have with Loki, but I'm not going to say any more. You're going to have to come sail with us to see all the fun you can have with him. She is still trying to get an invitation to something. She will be there, yes, and if you are brave enough, if you dare, you can join her and under her spell, which is a plain experience that will happen in Saga. Enter if you dare. And then, of course, okay, y'all ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. Woo.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll be aboard the Disney Destiny!
Very cool.
After we have an epic interaction with him, it's called Parlor Tricks with Dr. Fistinier. And if you can find this undisclosed location, you may enter, you may sit down at his table, and he may play a playing card trick for you and your friends. Yes. There will also be what we call Let's Cook Up a Story, which is a storytelling event about, of course, Princess and the Frog. The Dr. Fistinier will make an appearance, and he'll also be found wandering time to time throughout the Grand Hall. So he's always looking to make some friends. So come on, y'all, come visit Dr. Fistinier and all the other villains aboard the Disney Destiny.
Just 2 weeks. I'm happy to announce, uninvited, a villains takeover party. I need some reverb. It is the biggest villains party of all. It's part cavalcade, part street party, part musical spectacular, as the villains literally take over Main Street, USA. And, hate to say this, left off the list again. Somebody's gonna learn. Maleficent is summoned, and then goes all the invited guests to then bring forth all the rest of her uninvited counterparts. Spells fly, fire flashes, music soars as a glittering assemblage of Disney villains and their underlings all show up for the most villainous street party ever.
Stacy, welcome to the Villains Party.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Isn't this so fun?
Yes, I'm very excited. It's a hard act to follow.
I know, Denise and Mark are the best. So, we've learned a bit about Disney villains experiences in real life. Can you tell us a bit about Disney villains at home?
Sure. So one way to bring these characters home, and I'm excited to talk about today, is we have a new Disney Villains collection by Bath & Body Works. So very exciting. Of course, out of the apple. But we also have some vanilla suede and white hair, just to kind of speak to that opulent side of the personality. So it's very exciting. And it's hard to kind of talk about fragrances and do them justice. So I hope you all get to experience these for yourself as we have an early look at product available exclusively to Destination D23 guests this weekend.
And attention to detail with the tentacles, the hair, everything looks amazing. And last year's Maleficent Ball from the Tall Collections definitely got a lot of crap. When will this personal collectible be available?
Well, Michelle, sadly, we do have to wait until September 8th, but then they'll be available at hotelcreations.com.
September 8th is kind of soon, but also kind of far away. I think we should have some people take some home today.
Okay, well, today's our lucky day, and we have 5 Darkness Descends series dolls to give away. So exciting.
I love these giveaways.
Me too.
So fun! In a stormy sea, in the tastiest of red apples. Even heroes sometimes need to step into the shadows. And if you feel me, let me hear you.